Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back after the break, the Zohar break. And our next session, it is a 20-minute presentation from Jules Corporation. They are based in Singapore. And I have their CEO and founder, uh, Jonathan Chan, as
Right
a
away.
speaker at the event. He will be talking about equipping children with critical 21st century thinking plus digital skills at the earliest age. Jonathan, over to you. You can turn on your camera and you can share your screen.
Good morning, everyone. Let me share my screen.
Yes, all clear.
Yeah, we're good?
Yes, we're good.
Great. Five years ago, I first stumbled into EdTech, not because I realized at that time there was a huge gap in education, but really because of concern for my two sons. At that time, they were age 18 and 20. And I thought, 10 years from now, they would have a very challenging time to having meaningful jobs and remaining useful, productive members in society. And really, so my EdTech journey began in 2015. And today I would like to present to you the Jules story. It is this desire to contribute to the global movement in the transformation of education that really brought me here today to this virtual Saudi summit. I really must applaud the forward-thinking Saudi government for your ambitions as to the Saudi Vision 2030 and the coming initiatives to embed digital literacy into your education system. It is my pleasure to share the story of Jules, from the creation of School of Fish, the challenges that we face, as well as the sharing examples of where we scored some successes. And then finally concluding with outlining the roles we can play in helping to transform education through digital literacy. Well, boy, who would have thought that we would have even come close to predicting this year, and that EdTech is now the new FinTech? Well, COVID has further exposed the following gaps, as you can see on our slide. Definitely the digital divide between those who have access to internet and digital skills compared to those who do not. And the current breakdown of the current education system with the urgent need to revamp it to cater to online learning. But I think regardless, even before COVID, nations, countries were already recognizing the need to shift to the new education paradigm where thinking and digital skills are the essential keys for future employability, with priority to embed digital literacy and computational thinking into compulsory education.
The world has changed. The competition for jobs is real. Because artificial intelligence is here and it is accelerating.
Education today is a big challenge. Our knowledge road-based way of learning is outdated and frankly, obsolete. Give a child a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him for life.
I was 13 when I first got access to a computer.
My parents bought me a Macintosh in 1984 when I was 8 years old.
It was pretty humble beginnings. I think the first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I was in 6th grade. Learning how to program didn't start off as wanting to learn all of computer science or trying to master this discipline or anything like that. It just started off because I wanted to do this one simple thing. I wanted to make something that was fun for myself and my sisters. And I wrote this little program.
Presenting the Jules School of Fish Computational Thinking Curriculum. School of Fish is the world's first proprietary computational thinking curriculum for preschool, developed in 2016 by Jules, a Singapore education technology software company which enables preschool teachers to teach children digital literacy and computational thinking. To date, Jules School of Fish curriculum has rapidly expanded throughout multiple countries in Asia.
Important thing is Jules as a company, they are heading to a direction which is using the internet, which is the game to change education. I think it's a big action, it's a big dream, and it's the right direction. Internet-based learning is the future.
Jules School of Fish curriculum prepares children for primary school as they learn to problem solve by applying the 4 cornerstones of computational thinking, which is the foundation of coding. Here's how Jules School of Fish computational thinking curriculum is taught in preschools.
School of Fish. Its features are specially designed to instill computational thinking into your kids to create the foundations of future logic.
The Jules curriculum is taught in kindergarten, enrichment, and after-school centers to children above the age of 5, consisting of online and offline activities. About 25% of lesson time involves the use of a tablet. Difficult concepts are simplified and taught through 23 episodes of doodle animations during lessons. Teachers then guide students as they learn to analyze and break down complex problems and tasks, recognize similarities or patterns in the segmented parts of the problem, ignore irrelevant details and abstract the vital ones upon which solutions depend, create simple algorithms and apply them to solve similar problems through simulations, properly use and handle electronic devices, log into their personal accounts and keep their passwords safe, proper online courtesy and etiquette, create a plan for their buddies' homes by saving up and managing game resources. School of Fish lessons can only be conducted by educators certified through the Jules Computational Thinking Training Program, which provides them comprehensive training to not only teach computational thinking, but also upgrade themselves to become better problem solvers at work, staying ahead of the competition. The Jules School of Fish curriculum empowers students to excel in the coming digital age. Mastering digital literacy and computational thinking at an early age allows them to navigate the future with confidence.
In 2016, we launched School of Fish. After 2 years of extensive R&D by a global team of experts, we called on early childhood educators, pediatric neuropsychologists, world-class game designers, curriculum specialists, animators, digital technologists, and we conducted trials at kindergartens in both Singapore and China to seek active engagement and feedback from preschools, teachers, parents, and children. We're really proud that School of Fish is the world's first proprietary digital literacy curriculum teaching computational thinking for preschoolers. School of Fish uniqueness and key innovations are the use of gamification, immersive storytelling, and the personalization of our curriculum. Together with a rich multimedia and a collection of blended multisensorial online and offline play activities to engage the child to easily learn complex concepts. Since 2019, we have been recognized for our pioneering work in computational thinking and digital literacy. The School of Fish has received multiple accolades from the edtech industry and education industries. We're really proud that we could make the K-12 category for the Oscars of Education Reimagine Education Awards 2020. Wish us luck and fingers crossed. However, you really can't put a price on actually seeing the smiles on the faces of children when they play and learn with School of Fish. As you saw from our video, it's really heartwarming to the team to hear from the children that School of Fish is unequivocally their favorite class every week. When we started our journey, it was a tough road ahead. We faced multiple challenges in gaining acceptance. Looking back at 2016, digital devices like mobile or tablets were strictly out of bounds in schools, and most schools were not even enabled with internet access. And to top it off, parents' worst nightmare was how to control screen time, as they had no idea how to deal with the dilemma of allowing the use of a device and the all-consuming desire to be on it 24/7, like most of us currently are. My favorite saying at that time was 11 out of 10 children play games. But fast forward today, in 3 words, no more pushbacks. What we see, especially in Asia, is that the use of mobile and screen time has become synonymous with learning, as schools are now required to have curriculum that can be delivered through multiple learning formats, from the traditional to the hybrid, blended, and virtual classrooms. Really what you see is online learning has become the new normal. You know, when we went around in 2016, any mention of computational thinking or CT would pretty much raise blank stares, even from experienced educators. We would face questions like, how is CT related to the learning of STEM? What about STEAM or computer science? And really, what's the value of CT? Again, fast forwarding to today, especially after the US and the White House release of their landmark report on charting a course for success, America's strategy for STEM education in December 2018, where computational thinking was clearly defined as the foundation to learning STEM. So CT finally has its day in the sun. Computational thinking is now recognized as one of the key components of 21st century skills and really the foundation to learning digital literacy. I would like to share 2 relevant case studies of how School of Fish's digital literacy curriculum was successfully implemented and our impact. Our first example is a for-profit case with Cherry Hearts. It's a premium preschool chain in Singapore owned by a listed company called Grade 8 Education. In 2017, Cherry Hearts created their new digital spiral curriculum, which focused on 5 pillars of skills required for children to excel in the 21st century. The curriculum was also aligned to Singapore's Ministry of Education framework for nurturing early learners with 21st century competencies. School of Fish was identified and selected to anchor the digital literacy pillar of their new curriculum. Cherry Hearts has been our customer since 2007 and will continue to embed School of Fish as core to their curriculum.
Cherry Hearts, we believe that children are unique individuals who deserve to reach their potential. Our purposeful multi-literacy curriculum approach enhances children's holistic growth, allows children to experience personal success, and develop a joy for learning. Our digital literacy program promotes digital savviness and etiquette to act responsibly in the digital world. Computational thinking skills are enhanced while honing the children's ability to think abstractly, compartmentalize, and synthesize information. At Cherry Hearts, we've been
Our second example is the social impact case study. Since 2018, we have been working with UNICEF and Vietnam's Ministry of Education and Training, as well as our local partner, Kids Online, in conducting discussions and sharing sessions, as well as hosting a study visit in 2019 in Singapore for UNICEF and Vietnam's MOE to better understand how we have implemented School of Fish at Singapore preschools. For our efforts, we have been recognized by the World Economic Forum. After an extensive study, UNICEF and Vietnam's Ministry of Education have jointly selected School of Fish as their digital literacy curriculum for a 6-month pilot commencing actually this month to May 2021 to an estimated 300 children in preschools in Hanoi, and post that the combined team plans to expand this initiative nationwide. Recognizing the importance of digital literacy and transferable skills for the future. UNICEF will provide support to the government of Vietnam to integrate digital literacy in their new curriculum. Vietnam is to be the pioneer for the implementation of UNICEF's strategy going forward to encourage nations to bring digital literacy education to children. Vietnam's education ministry intends to reform its K-12 education system from its existing knowledge-based curriculum to a new competency-focused curriculum. And this pilot will support its overall strategy. We must recognize that Vietnam has 26 million children today. Jules, we will support our School of Fish licenses at no cost, as well as provide teacher training during the pilots and beyond. We will also be sponsoring a learning outcome study led by a Harvard University Center for the Developing Child and Tufts University research team. Going forward, how can Jules contribute towards transforming global education? The answer is we are already helping to be the change agent in transforming global education. As Jules, we are using a hybrid business model, which we believe works. One is a for-profit strategy, and two, a social impact strategy. We are a social enterprise here in Singapore, and we work with leading educational institutions as well as NGOs and foundations with a goal to drive accessibility of our digital literacy curriculum to reach as many children as possible. And we have a few more curriculums to come. We will be launching our Digital Literacy and Computational Thinking Index to assess and measure children's skills from the youngest age possible. I want to conclude by saying we really humbly seek like-minded partners globally to walk together towards achieving our mission and our goals. Thank you. I'll take questions.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. You had asked a poll, and here are the results. What are the top 3 issues that face? What are the top 3 issues that are faced in the education sector? Okay, I guess the question wasn't that was provided. All right. Anyways, you asked lack of teachers, lack of right curriculum, or not technology infrastructure. So lack of curriculum hit 66.7%, and the technology part hit 33.3%. When it comes to lack of teachers, there's no feedback to that. So I have a question. It's actually a repetitive question, and rather I would like to take your view. I mean, you can you can actually end the screen share because we have the next speaker who's in the waiting room. This was asked yesterday, and this question was asked earlier today. Do you see GAFAM, Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, the next teacher?
Partly.
You do.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
I see look. The world really belongs to Amazon, Google, iOS, and and their competitors, sort of. So everything's on that platform, right?
All right.
And Zoom has replaced the word of conference, video conference call. So, we're living in a platform environment.
Yeah.
However, nothing can replace quality curriculum, right? Validated and measurable, and really done by experienced curriculum specialists who also understand how technology is integrated into the curriculum, which is currently the big challenge, right? And also, we're all from the old school. Really, children today, they learn differently. Their mindset is different. Even their outlook and meaning to life is completely different, right? And we're all sort of all screen enabled, right? And Charles should
it's a skill.
undoubtedly still the screen.
so it's a skill market that you're looking at. So what about especially when it comes to the labor market context, skills will have the advantage. What about diplomas and degrees?
Uh, that's very controversial. My two children are in university right now, getting that diploma, their university degrees in California. I'm not sure I'm really spending the right amount of money disproportionately to get that paper qualification, which was one of the reasons why I went into EdTech in the first place, right? Because in 10 years' time, it's a competency-based environment, and nobody's actually looking at paper qualifications, right? So this disruption is going to happen, sooner or later, right? The internet has transformed every single industry out there, but really it hasn't made that much of a big difference in our current education sector, but it will. And we want to be one of the change agents for that.
That's great to know. I guess the last time there was a global recession in 2008, 2009, fintechs evolved, e-commerce boomed, and now it is edtechs. Thank you.
You're right.
Thank you very
as
much,
I said
John.
before, I think, I'm really glad to be here, and I think EdTech is enjoying its time in the sun.
Oh yes, indeed. I'm sure about that. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for joining us, gracing your presence from Singapore.